All right, let's do it.
Everyone's got one.
I don't need to convince anybody of anything.
Their favorite spot.
They're usually in awe.
You love them.
This is a dream for me.
And tell everyone who will listen.
Let's go check it out.
Barcades, beer spas, the world's biggest car wash,
It's super long. I read a book.
and a trip back in time on a classic airline.
Wish airline food was like this today.
It's like stepping back in time.
I want to fly this way all the time.
This is my go-to.
That's right.
First stop, New Jersey.
Hey guys, we're at Diggerland, USA. It's a construction-themed amusement park. It's in New Jersey. We have the whole park to ourselves today. It's gonna be a VIP experience. We're gonna crush cars, we're gonna get dumped out of the back of the dump truck, and maybe we'll learn what it's like to be a real construction worker and work a day in our lives. Let's do it. I feel so much safer between two dinosaurs. Yeah, I feel like there's plush stuff that can catch us now.
Oh, okay, here we go. So this is meant for like kids, right?
Yeah,
but like, it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, and also like, can this tilt too? Like, can he dump us out right now? This is, whoa, I don't
Everyone seems to have a little bit of that child in them when they want to come and actually operate equipment. The kids are really interested in it, love the big machinery, love all the diggers and dumpers, and the adults is something that they've always wanted to try. They've driven by construction sites numerous times and always wanted to give it a shot, and here they can actually try it all out.
There we are in the back of a dump truck. So even though most of this theme park is for kids, they have a big boy section. It's called the XL section, 18 and older only. We're gonna smash some cars and get our inner construction on. Let's do it.
Hi, I'm Jim.
Hey, Chris, good to meet you.
Brian.
Brian, welcome to the XL experience. You're going to be running an excavator today.
Whoa.
And while you're doing that, you're going to dig a little bit of dirt.
All right.
But then we're going to end up with crushing a car. Then you're going to run over it.
No way.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Let's have it.
We had a blast here at Diggerland. Yeah, it was great. If you're ever in the tri-state area, you gotta check it out. But right now, we're heading back to New York. Bye! Bye!
From New Jersey to Chicago and a beer bath.
Hey, I'm Dino. Welcome to Pure Beer Spa. We wanted to create a place and a curated experience where really anybody can come and relax. You can go back a couple thousand years and see evidence of people using beer in their beauty routines, mainly the Egyptians and the Romans. So we just wanted to bring some of that kind of rustic, kind of natural way to relax back to Chicago too.
So you sit in the tub, you've got hops all around you, it's warm, it's like a regular bath, but it's like a grown-up bath, a bath with a twist.
It's a thermal soak, so it's 98 to 100 degrees in there. It's water, at least 20% beer. It's enough beer so that you get all the benefits from it, but not enough beer where you leave here smelling like a frat house. The benefits from the beer soak are mostly going to be for your skin and for your hair. Some of the ingredients in the beer soak itself are actually very good for conditioning the skin. The active brewer's yeast, it definitely makes the skin feel smooth to the touch. Hops in itself, the smell of hops is actually a natural relaxant and sleep aid. And it also helps to balance the pH level of the skin too. You know, we're not just a beer spa. That's obviously the main thing that we do. So of course we do have a full line of massage services. And then, of course, we also do have our salt room as well. I always like to say that that's the part of our experience that's best for your insides. The room is completely covered in salt. There's salt on the ground, on the ceilings, and on the walls. So it's going to be mostly beneficial for your lymphatic system, your respiratory system, and you know, the negatively charged ions in salt have actually been shown to have some mood-boosting properties as well. Look, I don't need to convince anybody of anything, right? So if you're curious, if you have any reservations, either come talk to me. I'm happy to answer any questions that people might have. But I think the best thing would be just come check it out.
From bathing in it to drinking it, let's head to LA.
I basically dress like my Grand Theft Auto character. Hey guys, it's Mari, and today we're at Button Mash, LA. It's one of my favorite places in Los Angeles. I'm a founding member of a YouTube channel called Smosh Games and kind of all over the internet, as much as I can be. I like pizza. Okay. It's a barcade, which is a mixture of a bar, an arcade. You know, you might have seen barcades kind of pop up all around the US, and it's for good reason, because it brings people together. It's all about community and having fun. First thing, pinballs, because pinball machines are classic. And they're awesome. So one of the things that I like about pinball is that it really doesn't take any like learning curve. I got a high score. Kind of like the pinball machines, the arcade cabinets in here kind of cycle out all the time. The Sega Genesis was the first system that I had a true affinity for. It felt like that was my system. And Mortal Kombat was a game that I just completely adhered to, and for whatever reason, made my entire world. It's kind of sad when you realize that you used to be better at this game in 3rd grade. It not only brings back nostalgia, but it also builds an affinity for games for people of all ages. I'd love to master Ice Cold Beer, which is this mechanical arcade game that's actually here. And it's just this very simple game where you have to maneuver and balance a ball using 2 joysticks. Let me warm up my hands. Level 2. I think we can talk about all the benefits of a video game that, you know, studies have come out. You know, it's good for stimulating imagination and creativity and great for adaptation and problem solving. But really, video games, they bring joy. And I think that's a really important thing to remember. And barcades like Button Mash is just a place for people to be able to experience that and create community and have something tangible that they can have and play and have fun with. Next time you guys are in LA, make sure you come here to Button Mash. I'll be here trying to beat my own high score, so let me know if you guys come and if you guys like it.
We go back in time on Pan Am Airlines.
It's exactly like it was almost 50 years ago.
You can too, next. Plus, the biggest car wash on Earth, and this guy...
Hi, my name is Dr. Evan Anson.
...is the hottest veterinarian in America.
Which is really important and super cool.
You'll meet him later. You're watching My Go-To.
Really?
We're headed to LA.
Pan Am experience is luxury.
It's an absolute blast.
Come aboard the 747 for the most amazing vintage airline experience you've ever had. Welcome aboard the Pan Am Experience, Boeing 747. I'm Anthony Toth, the captain of tonight's flight.
When people first step on board the airplane, they're usually in awe.
We have created a time machine. We are at the upper deck of a 747 in 1970.
They did an excellent job. Everything from the whole decor to the food, to the lace, the duty-free, about all the bags. Fantastic, great job.
It's exactly like it was almost 50 years ago. It's exactly, the staircase, the galley, the first class, it was exactly the same.
What this experience does is kind of shed light on an airline that was so instrumental in in really carving out aviation around the world. We created the experience really to sort of bring to life an era that is no longer around.
This is a dream for me to be able to relive the 1970s, early 80s.
This makes me feel like I want to fly this way all the time.
The arrival at our lobby is actually the very first moment you'll encounter the brand. We have a Pan Am ticket counter and a little fake airport lobby. At our ticket counter, you're going to receive a vintage Pan Am boarding pass complete with a sticker seat assignment because there were no computers back then. You'll have a little bit of time to enjoy our Clipper Lounge and our Clipper Bar. After boarding the aircraft, we're going to do a traditional safety demo, albeit with a bit of humor installed. And then traditional Pan Am service will begin throughout the evening.
It is incredibly fun, it is incredibly immersive, it's part dinner theater, and it's also a show.
At the start of the service tonight, we're going to do a cocktail and beverage service, and the cocktails are reflective of things that would have been served back then, vintage cocktails.
I love the idea of recreating what flight used to be like, and this has been lovely.
The meal service is going to kick off tonight with an appetizer course, which is a shrimp cocktail or a tomato pesto glaze with mozzarella. The main course tonight, because we're featuring a flight to Hawaii, is going to be a choice of Chateaubriand carved tableside or a teriyaki Hawaiian chicken. It'll be followed by a really spectacular cheese and fruit service complete with port wine, and then we'll top off the evening tonight with a fantastic array of pineapple upside down cake, chocolate torte, or fruit tart.
Wish airline food was like this today.
The food was fabulous. We had the Chateaubriand.
In between every course, though, is a really special treat. We're going to do a fashion show which will feature every Pan Am uniform that existed from the late 50s all the way through the demise of 1991.
And we have the time of our lives serving people because it's just really fun. When people leave at the end of the night, they have had such a great time. I've never met anybody who didn't have the time of their life.
And so we hope we leave people with a little bit of, sort of excitement and memory of what air travel really was back then.
If you like retro, if you like to dress up for an evening, and you like to have something, a different experience, it's really a lot of fun to be here.
How many times have you traveled with the Pan Am experience?
5. It's like stepping back in time. It's everything that we want Pan Am to be, that Pan Am was. It's a blast.
And it's open bar.
And it's open bar.
Lemurs are all the rage at this spot. That's next. And later, maybe the greatest gas station in America.
It is the largest car wash in the world.
You're watching My Go-To.
Fantastic.
Let's hop over to North Carolina.
Lemur Center is the world's largest and most diverse population of lemurs off the island of Madagascar.
90% of the forests in Madagascar are gone, which means that lemurs are losing their habitat, so they don't have to. You can hear her call.
I'm going to be your tour guide today. I've been a keeper here for 3 years, and then I switched over last year, and now I split my time between the research and the education department, so I know a lot about the goings-on here at the center. If you have any questions at any point, by all means, throw them at me. I'm happy to answer them. And then this is Dad Borealis, so he's about 32, and she's in her mid-20s. Bodie's showing us some scent marking there, so our male rough lemurs have a scent gland on their chest there. Marking that tail with those scent glands on his chest and on his wrist. Pinning his ears back, he's wafting that tail overhead. The rough lemurs have no idea what he's doing because they don't stick fight. We're going to give him as much space as possible, so step on the right side of that stick. And then we have our cockerel shafak over here, and their hip joints are actually more out to the sides of their bodies, so they can't walk forward like we do, which is why we get that fun and exciting sideways shuffle and hop. Come on, guys! Hurry, hurry!
I would be responding very quickly if someone was offering me food.
Me too. But this is their second day out in a while, and there's a lot of buds on the trees.
So we just went on a Walking with Lemurs tour, which is one of our specialty tours here at the Duke Lemur Center. We also offer just a general tour. We can see a lot of different species for only about $12 a person.
And we hang out up in Lemur Landing. If anybody has any more questions for me, I'm happy to answer them. Other than that, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Let's stick with animals and the hottest vet in America. We're headed to LA.
Hi, my name is Dr. Evan Anson, and alligators actually make really good earrings. Watch this.
Right, Henry.
Little rattlesnake selfie. It's called the gorilla tumble. We are here at the Wildlife Learning Center, one of my favorite spots in LA. Let's go check it out. I'm a wildlife, exotics, and small animal veterinarian just outside of Los Angeles, California. Wildlife Learning Center is awesome because it has a lot of really cool exotic animals from around the world, and they're really good ambassadors of their species, and they do a wonderful job taking care of them here. These guys are the second biggest rodent in North America after the beaver. Their big defense, obviously, is their quills. They are very sharp, and it doesn't take a lot of pressure for them to get embedded into a threatening animal. They're herbivores, so all they're eating is greens and veggies and lettuces and grasses and stuff like that. There's nothing not cute about a porcupine. One of the coolest things about the Wildlife Learning Center is that you can actually interact with an animal like this. This is Lola, and here at the Wildlife Learning Center, you can pet her on her back. So there's not very many places you can go pet a sloth, even in Central and South America where they're native to. That's how sloth would sound if they talked, I think. These little busybodies are squirrel monkeys. They're very social, they're very cute, and they make very bad pets. Don't get a monkey as a pet, trust me. I've always known the animals were going to be a big part of my life, and then I'd be working with them. Being a veterinarian was definitely the path for me. What's really cool about the Wildlife Learning Center is that almost all of their animals are essentially rescues, and they're animals that can't ever go back into the wild. They need to stay in captivity, and they need a place to live and thrive, and that's what this place is all about. And on top of that, they do a ton of educational outreach. They're constantly going to schools, and I've worked with their animals before, and they're getting kids and people in here to learn about the animals, so they're doing a really beautiful job at getting people interested and excited about these exotic animals and getting excited about wildlife conservation, which is really important and super cool. Look at those eyes.
So this one's weird, but if animals could run for president, which animal would you vote for?
Maybe a pig, actually. Meet my little buddy Chompers. Chompers is an American alligator. These are the same guys that you see in the southeast United States. You have to realize that alligators and crocodiles have been around for millions of years, unchanged. This little being, this little organism is very successful in the wild. These guys have a lot of cool adaptations. But they really do look like little dinosaurs, right? There's a red-tailed boa. His name is Zigzag. And these go up to be one of the biggest snakes on this side of the world, like North and South America. People don't get them. They're scaly. People think they're slimy when they're really not. They flicker their tongue out. They get around by slithering. They're just a weird, very unique, very different kind of animal. I hope you guys had as much fun here today at the Wildlife Learning Center as I did. And I'm kind of wrapped up right now, so I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit with Zigzag.
Everything is bigger in Texas.
That's right.
Including this gas station.
And if you come to the one in Katy, the largest car wash in the world.
We're headed there next.
You have to see it to believe it.
You're watching My Go-To.
It's just really fun.
We're headed to Texas.
The car wash. You have to see it to believe it.
Everything's a little bit bigger at Bucky's. It is 255 feet long. It is the largest and longest car wash in the world.
Well, if you've ever driven through Texas, you know there's not a more welcome sight on the road than the beaver. That's right, Bucky's, cheap gas, clean bathrooms.
Those are clean restrooms.
Good food. And if you come to the one in Katy, the largest car wash in the world.
It's super long. You can take a nap, have a hamburger. I read a book. And you feel clean when you come out. There's so much soap.
So if you're not from Texas, why do people like Bucky's so much?
Because we're so clean, we're so friendly. We have all kinds of things that you need. Gas, amazing food, gifts, anything your heart desires.
So the car wash, Did you guys, when you set out to do it, did you intend for it to be the biggest car wash in the world?
No, I actually had no idea. It was constructed, and then somebody called me and said, hey, we think it's the biggest car wash in the world, and I'm like, really?
All right, so this is my new friend, Robert. I suckered him into letting me get in his car with him, and we're gonna go check out this car wash.
So as we approach this car wash, did you know that it is the largest car wash in the entire world?
No, I did not know that.
Well, now you know.
Now I know.
And you're a part of history.
Thank you for that trivial information.
That's what I'm here for. We are west of Houston. You live in Cypress, which is not west of Houston. So why did you drive this far for a car wash?
Because it's a good car wash.
As soon as you pull in, you get covered up in soap, and then we immediately hit you with a scent shot. It's gonna make your car smell really nice inside.
And the smell, you see the smell? Smell it? That new car, that kind of smell coming through.
We also have a beaver logo that gets projected onto your windshield. Super cute.
What do you think about all these colors?
Bucky's colors. I don't know if you figured that out. It's the Bucky's colors.
So you're in here for what, 5 minutes? You got plenty of time to kick your feet up. What are you doing here?
You know, I've never timed it, but I'm trying to figure it out. I haven't been inside yet, trying to figure out what I want to do when I go inside.
Now, what do you do when you go inside a Bucky's?
Well, I mean, you know, they do have the cleanest restrooms in town.
They do?
The bathrooms are so clean here. You could eat beaver nuggets off the bathroom floor.
So I have 10 bags of beaver nuggets. I don't know how many will make it back home.
We hit it with as much friction as we can to kind of really get in there. And then we apply a bunch of amazing sealants and waxes and all that kind of fun stuff. And 5 minutes later.
So how you feel at this part of the car wash? Like, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. You feeling a little sad?
I've always wanted to open my window and going through the dryer.
Like a dog sticking its tongue out the window?
I want to open my window just to see how hard that thing is, those fans are blowing.
You only live once, man. Give it a shot. So we're done. We've laughed. We've cried.
Yeah, off to the vacuum.
Well, I don't like vacuuming my car, so I'm probably going to leave you be.
All right. There's some little known features to the vacuum.
What's your go-to spot? Tell us on social media.